Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is May 14th of 2021. It's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit right now and 16 degrees Celsius. It's close to 10 o'clock in the evening. And today I'm going to show you my success with the new soil that I developed for my olive trees. I had 6 failures. I don't know if it was the soil or what, but this one was planted on 3/25 of 2021, and it survived in all that cold weather in my little makeshift greenhouse with no heat. Just a bottle of water in there, so when water freezes, it gives off heat. So that was the only heat that ever came out. But you can see now with the warmer weather, it is starting to grow. So that's a good one. I potted one this morning. If you can see it, little decorative pot. I get these pots are for $1. My daughter-in-law, she made the stickers for me. But we're gonna do one today. I'll show you how I did it, and I'll show you how the soil is. The soil that I tested, and that was great. I used 1 part vermiculite, 1 part peat moss, 3 parts sifted perlite, 3/4 tablespoons of Mykos, beneficial bacteria. And for rooting them, I'm using cocoa coir. I soaked it real good. And I have 1 cutting as of, about a month. And it's just starting. The leaves are coming up, so let's see if it roots. If it does, I'll let you know how this stuff works out. Okay, so let's get to it. Here's my dollar pot recycled. I got my screen in there with a Forster bit hole in there, 3/4. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna dip and clip. We're just gonna take it off so it's a shorter tree. We're gonna cut it just above our 2 leaves there. And then this one, all I'll do is strip the leaves. Cut it at a 45 just below the node. Now remember, your node is the brain. And there's the node right there. And then all I'll do is dip it in my rooting hormone. Make a little hole into my cocoa coir. And just stick it in all the way till it hits bottom. Now if them leaves are a little bit too long, I'll just cut them in half. And let's see if they root. I'll let you know. We'll find out. Okay, so let's get to our planting. Let's take our tree out of the pot. All I gotta do is squeeze the sides. Hit it. Comes right out. Let's see our root system. The soil is nice and soft. All you gotta do is use your fingers, then put it in a nice bucket of water that you had sitting, and the soil comes right off. Because when they did the cuttings, they did a nice soil mixture for rooting them. So there we go. I gotta dip and clip my root pruners. Just a pair of scissors that I color coded so I can have them. And we're gonna look at our plant, and whatever root is growing up, we're gonna cut that off. Whatever's high over here, we're gonna cut it so it doesn't stick out of the soil. We have a pretty good baseline here, so we don't have to do much. There's a super thick root trying to go in a curved direction, so we're going to just snip that 1 piece of root off, and that should be good. And we have a nice little flat root base. Now what we're going to do is take our soil mix. I'll show you what it looks like. It's a nice Nice soil mix. Real fluffy. Put it in our container. Let's check our tree. Right now this is a 4-sided square pot, so you don't have to worry about the front. You can always get the front the correct way after the tree starts growing. Okay, now we got a downward root here. We're just going to prune that one off right about there. Looks like it's a little tap root, but we got that off. We want to get a flat radial root base. Our roots are about there. Get our soil mounded a little bit. Get our tree in. See how nice it sits when you get a nice radial root base? And all we're going to do is add our soil to it. Don't be afraid to try. Look at me. I lost 6 of them, but I tried again. Success comes through failure. You learn. You learn by your mistakes. That's all you can do. Okay, once I got that in, we're going to water it in a little bit. Let's see how our tree looks. You can see the water coming out. And there's our little tree. Straighten it out a little bit. We can add just a little more soil in there. Our soil mixture. Make sure we got our roots covered nice. Our tree is straight. Now you can either leave it like this so you can tell if your plant needs water, or let's get something in here and try to make it look a little bit different. We can try to use this as a front or this as a front. Well, right now we're not worried about a front because this tree has to grow. So let's just put a little something in here just to dress it up. Let's see what I got over here. Maybe a piece of slate or a small little house. I can use that as something different. And then I have top dressing. You can make what you want. 1 part sand, 1 part worm castings, or you can take some of this here jungle mix, what's got fir and sphagnum peat moss, or you can just use straight sand, or you can just use some stone like I got over here. Anything your little heart desires, because you're the artist. You're the one that's making everything. You get yourself a nice Ziploc bag to store it in, just right on there what you got. Okay, let's take our mixture, put it around, and by using this, you dress up your the top. That's all you do is put it in. And remember, you're the artist. You're the one that's making your tree. Get the soil in around the house. What I could do is lift the house up so we got a little bit of a base for it. Get our foundation in, so to say. There we go. Our house is in. Press your soil down. Make sure everything is good. Let's get it nice and firm in there. Get a little more of my soil mix where the house is going to go. Put it in. Just something different. You can dress it up your plant the way you want it. Let's take the soil out of the doorway there. And then they can always make a little path going out. Anything you want to do to dress up your little planting. Doesn't have to be perfect. That's all you need to do. Just that little bit. Put your spoon back in the bag. Okay, now we'll give it a little spray. Get everything in there nice. And our tree's watered in. I'm going to put it in a nice shady location tomorrow morning so it adapts to the sun. Now when you're doing your planting, when you're doing your transfers of when you're planting your bonsai trees, the best time to do it is either early in the morning or late in the evening, because this way here the stress of the day isn't upon it. And then early in the morning, it gives the roots a chance to get adapted to the soil. But this is our little house with our little olive tree. So we'll see how it does. I got my popsicle stick made. You don't have to get fancy markers. Just you can use a pencil, whatever you want to use to mark what you planted, the date, and we'll see how they come along. So today's Friday night, and you know what that is? That's good old-fashioned big band night. Take your wife, your loved one, kick the table and chairs on the side. Wives, you get your husbands off the lazy boy and let them go and quit watching TV and sit down and relax with you, have a little dance, kick the table and kitchen chairs on the side, make a pot of tea after you get done dancing, and sit down and relax and enjoy each other's company. So you take care, have a nice day, and thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors.